All right, it took me a minute to get in because having a little technical difficulties, but we done worked our way through it. We back in the house, family. We back in the house. Okay, here we go. We in the house. Had to work my way through this. If you're in the house right now, give me a black power fist. Let me know you're in the house. You had to work through this. Time to clean something up off of my goddamn computer. I got so much on here that it don't even want to act right. All right, we're in the house, family. Black power, black power. Once again, you understand we dealing with ancient pagan symbols of Thanksgiving. Few people know about. If you're in the house right now, throw me a black power fist. And yeah, there we go. Black power. That's right. Put it in there, goddamn it. I got to see you. If I don't come on now, show me you in the house. We're gonna rock out. Believe that. We're gonna rock out. And so the first thing we're gonna talk about again is the cornucopia, which y'all call the horn of plenty. You see, which we call yeah, we in the house. We're gonna you understand what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about the cornucopia. I know you're out there, you're into the goat worship. Thanksgiving, you didn't know it, somebody didn't trick you. You didn't know, but the general is gonna enlighten you today. Yeah, I'm gonna enlighten you today. I know you didn't know you was in, you had the cornucopia up there. No, nobody told you it was goat worship. But but the general gonna break it down for you clearly and give you the information where you can go and do the research. You see, go and do the research. Matter of fact, I had it right here. Matter of fact, let me get it in here. And some people don't know, even want to believe it. They say, I don't know why this nigga said he think he can come in here and expose us like this. You know what I'm saying? We already got the turkey in the oven. You see what I'm saying? We cooking two turkeys. You see, now niggas barbecuing turkeys. Now you get a barbecue turkey. You see what I'm saying? Niggas already got the dressings and the macaronis, and you see all the sweet potato pies. You know you niggas is already got about 20 goddamn sweet potato pie. Ain't a damn table, ain't no room on the tables. You see what I'm saying? Ain't no room on the table. Motherfucker had to go to Walmart, buy an extra fold up, 2, 3 extra fold up tables. So you can put all the food that you're gonna cook for Thanksgiving Day. That's all right. You supposed to feed you. But what's the thanks for? Yeah, we thanking for what goddamn it, you should do that every day. You see, if that's the case, you should do it every day, and you should treat your people like you. What are you thankful for? You and every other day, nigga, you like fuck the world. Niggas out here killing and robbing and stealing. You understand what I'm saying? So we understand. We it's symbolisms, but symbolisms do mean something. They do mean something, especially if you don't know what they mean, and people then paraded all these different. They be putting spells on you niggas and got you. You understand? Putting a spell on yourself. You end up putting a spell on yourself. And so the cornucopia, which is called the horn of plenty, and many times you see it have fruit. And a matter of fact, let me see if I got a picture of the cornucopia. I should right here. I'll throw one up for you. I'll throw one up for you. I'll throw one up for you. So right there, you see the cornucopia in the back, and they make it out of the wicker basket today. You see what I'm saying? So you wouldn't think, you wouldn't be convinced that it was a horn, but it is a horn. And it's the horn of the goat. Okay, it's the horn of the goat. So you see in the corner, it's also called the horn of plenty. You see, it is also called the horn of plenty, and it's a harvest symbol. People, who, they want a harvest of plenty and abundance, at the end of the year, because that's what you're going to survive over the winter, the winter months. And you understand, you hope for a harvest of plenty and abundance. And so you have, at the end of the harvest, you have a harvest festival. And so Thanksgiving is a harvest festival. Okay. But the symbol is what's crucial, because it comes out of ancient Greece and other ancient civilizations. The Romans, and had many. You had the goddess they call Ceres, which you get cereal. And then you had in the I believe the other goddess was Vesta, if I'm not mistaken. I believe she was the harvest. Was it Vesta, Ceres, or yeah, I get it. But anyway, they were all, even the goddess Fortuna, who was known for, fortune, and you know what I'm saying? Abundance of fortune. And she also, even Saturn, because Saturn was a harvest god. You would see him with the cornucopia. But the cornucopia is connected to Zeus. Okay, now how is the cornucopia or the horn of plenty connected to Zeus? Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Okay. Now, again, the story of Zeus is a lot like the story of Jesus. In many, especially as a child, because in knowing the story of Zeus, his father Kronos, who was a very wicked deity. He was one of the titans, and he had, he was told a prophecy that one of his children would overthrow him. And so he began to eat all his children. I think he had 12 children, and he ate all 11 of them, and these were the siblings of Zeus. And when Zeus was born, Kronos told his mother, I think her name was Rhea, to bring Zeus. It's time. You feel me? He was gonna eat him. So what she did is she wrapped a stone in the blanket and gave it to him, and he swallowed the stone thinking it was Zeus, and they carried Zeus off to the island of Crete. So much like Jesus fled, Israel, and fled into Egypt from Hayrod. It's technically the same story. And they said they hid Zeus in a cave. Now, if you go into the Apocrypha and you go into the lost books of the Bible, there's a book called the Book of Infancy, where it talks about, when Jesus was born, and how he was also in that book born in a cave. You see, and so the similarities in these stories is not, I don't believe, by coincidence, especially when Zeus or Jesus is pronounced "Hey Zeus" in many of the Romantic languages. You see, I believe it's in Spanish and Portuguese is pronounced "Hey Zeus." Okay, so it is not no coincidence that two chief deities will have the same name, the same pronunciation. That just ain't no coincidence to me. But when he fled, when they took baby Zeus into the island of Crete, he was blessed with this goat, and the goat was called Almathea. And I believe she may, the goat might have a constellation or something. The goat is called Almathea, and it was looked at almost similar to Heru, to Horus, because I believe Heru was looked at as a nursemaid for Horus. You see what I'm saying? Looked at, she looked out for Horus when, Isis was not around, so it was like his wet nurse. You see what I'm saying? And so much similar to how Heru is for Horus, Almathea was for Zeus. And he was so strong that one day he would drink from her udder, and it would be so sweet and all of this, and it could never run out. So he was playing with her, and he made a mistake and pulled one of her horns off. You see, and that horn would produce all type of whatever he wanted. You know what I'm saying? That's where you get the horn of plenty, you see, coming from the goat Almathea. And so this is the first cornucopia. Okay, this is where the cornucopia come from. The horn magically produced endless amounts of food, fruits, grain, and abundance. So from the goat horn to the harvest symbol. So over time, the mythical horn became the harvest, a symbol for the harvest, prosperity, fertility, plenty, and abundance. You see what I'm saying? And abundance. Later, Greeks and Romans shaped it into a wicker basket overflowing with grain, fruit, and flowers. But the goat horn origin never changed. So y'all got to understand that aspect. You see, some things you could, is more of, is more occult, is hidden. You see, this one is not even really that much hidden. You see, it's just that you don't know. They didn't too much change that. The story of how it came to be is it is a Greek storyline. It's a symbol that comes out of, is connected with Zeus. It is connected with the goat, Almathea. So it is goat worship. So you know what I'm saying? So many of you got to understand that Pan is the primordial goat god, devious, very sadistic, very salacious and lewd, meaning that he's real wild as far as sexuality and all of that. That's where you get what they call the horny goat weed and all of that shit. This is where it comes from. So just to show you, what may seem harmless, you understand the symbolisms up under that is not harmless at all. It is exactly the opposite of harmless. You see what I'm saying? And so right there, you dealing with the goat, and it's other symbols, and I'm not going to break down too many at one time tonight. We're going to bust it up, in parts so that, is easier to swallow, because sometimes, this shit is too much. But that one symbolism right there, and I tell you that the goat is their primordial god. You see, above all other gods, if you go into all of these holidays, there's the goat. There's the goat. That's the greatest zoo type of the European. Is not the dog, but the goat. The dog is a close second, but that goat is the premier deity in all the holidays. You're gonna find the goat. Whether you go into Halloween and you get Satan, you get the Baphomet and all of that. When you go into Freemasonry, you got the Baphomet. You go into Halloween, you got Lucifer, and you understand what I'm saying? You go into Thanksgiving, you got the cornucopia. Then you go into the holidays of Christmas and New Year's, which is in the zodiac sign of Capricorn. You see, in the zodiac. And then when you go into Saint Valentine's Day, which is Lupercalia, that's also the goat. You see what I'm saying? Because during that Roman holiday, which later became Valentine's Day, they would take strips of goat skin and, they'll cut the goat skin, they'll dip it in blood, and they'll run around and, and it's supposed to represent fertility. And they would, they would hit each other with the the bloody strips and shit, and they're supposed to symbolize fertility and shit like that. So you got to understand that you when you dealing with them European holidays, you dealing with goat worship. Just know that. Even in the Bible. Even in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? The goat is the one of the that's the goat horn, what they call the shofar. You see what I'm saying? The horn that they blow for the Hebrews, that's the goat horn. Did y'all know that? That's the goat horn, the ram horn. You see? That's the goat horn that they blow. So this is most definitely symbolism that you got to know. And you sitting up here telling, I don't want to deal with you. Is dealing with the devil worship. You see, you is dealing with the devil worship. So this is just one go look it up. The cornucopia. And matter of fact, cornu. I believe that part of the word is goat. That's why you get Capricorn. Wait a minute. Matter of fact, let me look it up. I don't know where. Let me see. That's right. Cornu is horn. Okay. But that's symbolic of the goat horn. Cornu. The horn, the goat horn, and copia is abundance. So wait a minute. Let me get that. So the Capri is the goat, but the cornu is the horn. Is the horn. So when you say Capricorn, that means the goat horn. You see the goat horn, but even in cornucopia, the cornu, even though it's horn, is symbolic of the goat horn. So Capricorn and cornucopia is etymology is the same or the same essence. You see what I'm saying? It's of the same. So you're dealing with the goat. You see, you're dealing with the goat, and you talking about. And so you talking about Capricorn is from December 22nd to January 19th. So you talking about now that's very crazy and shit, because this show you something right there, and we're gonna get into it a lot deeper. And I taught a lot of people that you understand, they keep talking about that December 25th is about Jesus. Ain't got nothing to do with Jesus. There's another birth date that's there that a lot of people don't talk about. And that's the birth of that goat god Pan. Because December 21st is the winter solstice, which is the shortest day of the year. You see what I'm saying? Which is the death of the sun. You see what I'm saying? Which is to them is the death of the sun. It's the shortest day of the year, December 21st. Then December 22nd starts Capricorn, the zodiac sign of Capricorn. So once the son die, then the goat is born. You see, when the son die, the goat is born. And all of them holidays, December, in December and January, Christmas, fucking New Year's, but them primary Epiphany, the Epiphany, all of that is in the house of Capricorn, the goat. And the ruling planet is Saturn, okay, which is the chief deity, the primordial deity. All the other, Satan is nothing but an anagram of Saturn. Santa is only these is all, and you see now you see where you got Saturn and Capricorn, which was the original pair, the duality of Saturn and Capricorn became in Christmas became Saint Nicholas and Krampus. You understand? In Christianity, it became Jesus and Lucifer. You see, you can go in all of these and Thor and his goats and shit. You see the same symbolisms. It do not change. And you don't believe it when you look at Saturn and you see Saturn, the hooded one. He wears the hood. Also Odin wears the hood. You see, and you see Jesus with the hood too. He come in the reflection of what's that priest. He comes in reflection of that priest. Wait a minute. Not the elected priest. Not the elected priest. Okay. Not him. Not the Pontifex Maximus. It might. Is it the Pontifex Maximus? It might be the Pontifex Maximus. It might be the Pontifex Maximus. Yeah, it is. It's the Pontifex Maximus. That's the chief. And he had to wear that hood. So when you see, but that's in reflection of Saturn who wear the hood. And the hood is symbolic of a veil or occultism or mysteries. And you see Jesus many times, he wear the hood just like the Pontifex Maximus or just like Saturn. We're going to break this shit down. You ain't going to get away from it. You see, I'm going to make sure y'all get all this information. You feel what I'm saying? I'm going to make sure you get all this information. So y'all stay with me, family. We just getting started. We got a couple more videos before we get up off of here for this early Sunday evening. We're gonna wake them up. We're going to shake them up and wake them up. Don't you go nowhere. We be right black. Make sure you get over there to Patreon and King Seti and tap some of them links and support the general. I'll be right black. Arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast. Daily liberation through African education and confrontation. Boom. Black power.